Hi everyone, welcome to JVN testing tutorials. Today manual testing day 2 class. So what are the topics we have covered in the day 1 class? So in the day 1 we have covered like a basic thing, what is software, what is testing, what is software testing, history of the software testing we have completed, why testing is important we have seen, what is the difference between manual testing and automation testing, and what is the difference between product versus project based applications. So these are the topics we have covered in the yesterday class day 1, right? So now let's move into day 2 class. See, the first topic is SDLC. So SDLC means what? SDLC stands for software development life cycle. So what is this SDLC actually? Let's see. SDLC will explain all implementation activities of a project from day 1 to end of the project. So see here, so what it will explain, SDLC will explain all implementation activities of a project from day 1 to the end of the project, means from starting day to the for completion of the project, what we have to do, what are the implementation activities we need to do. So SDLC will explain about the things to develop a new software application. See here, as a software engineer, what are the activities that we have to perform? Everything will be there in SDLC process. So see, for example, I will give the best example. For example, human beings are there. So what are the daily activities of the human beings? We need to wake up at the early morning. We have to fresh up and go to the office. We'll do work in the office. In afternoon we will go for the lunch, and again we will work till like 6 p.m. in the office, right? And we return back to home, right? This is the daily activity of the human being, right? So for SDLC also, as a software engineer, what are the activities that we have to perform? Everything it will be there in SDLC process. So we have to follow these activities. Got it? So see here, SDLC life cycle starts with, let's see what are the activities we need to follow. So these are the activities. First, requirement gathering or collection. Next, feasibility study. Next, design phase. Next, coding or development phase. Testing phase. Installation or deployment phase. And the last is maintenance phase. These are the SDLC phases, or we can say these are the SDLC activities we need to do for developing a software application. Okay, now let's move into the first topic, first activity, that is requirement gathering or collection phase. This is the first phase. So in this phase what happened, let's see now. BA, who is the BA? Business analyst. So business analyst will go to the client location and gathers the requirement in the form of CRS or BRS. Who is this BA actually? So BA, see here, BA acts like bridge between customer and software company. Customer means client. So BA, business analyst, acts like a bridge between client and software company. So BA will go to the client location and gathers the requirement. Requirement means project requirement in the form of CRS or BRS. CRS or BRS is, these are the documents. Whatever the client requirement, that will be there in this CRS or BRS documents. Okay, see here. And that CRS or BRS documents will converted into SRS document by business analyst. Who will convert this BRS or CRS document into SRS? Business analyst will convert. Why they will convert? Why the business analyst will convert into SRS document? See here, next it is there here. Why BA will convert CRS or BRS into SRS document? Is there any particular reason to convert these documents? Yes, because see, because BRS document is in business language. Only BA will understand the document. So see, for example, in the software company, many employees will be there, right? Somebody will be developers and somebody will be testers, somebody will be the project managers, right? Many employees will be there. So see here in the software company, developers, testers and will be there. So they will not understand this BRS documents. Why they will not understand? Because it is in business language. We don't understand that business requirements. Only BA will understand that business requirements. Got it? So that's why BA will convert BRS CRS into SRS document for understanding to the developers and testers. Got it? Why BA will convert into SRS or CRS BRS into SRS document? Because BRS documents is in business language. Only BA will understand that document. But in the software company, many employees will be there, right? Like testers, developers, design team, maintenance team, project managers, managing directors, managers, etc., etc., will be there, right? So for understanding to developers and testers, BA will convert BRS into SRS document. So SRS document is in software language. BRS document is in business language. So that's why BA will convert BRS document into SRS document to understanding for developers and testers. Got it? Yeah. Next point. So BA should be good in qualification. So what are the qualification we need to require? Like for the BA, good communication skills, like English, and BA should be good in domain expert, like banking. Any of the domain, you can take banking domain, e-commerce domain, insurance domain, any domain you can take at least one. In one domain the BA should be good, and the technical skills also like Java, Python, testing, SQL, database or data analyst, any technology, BA should be good. And analyzing skills also. Why analyzing skills? Because BA need to convert the documents like CRS, BRS into SRS. For converting the documents, he or she could be good in analyzing skills also. Because BA should convert BRS into SRS document, right? For converting, we need analyzing skills. So analyzing skills also important for BA. Got it? So now let's see some of the software language abbreviations, that is CRS. CRS means customer requirement specification. BRS means business requirement specification. SRS means software requirement specification. So these are the documentations, right? BA will convert CRS, BRS, SRS, right? CRS, BRS into SRS document. So what is this documents actually? These are the client requirement, like a project requirement documents. And BA. BA is already that is a business analyst. HR, human resources. HLD, high level design. LLD, low level design. Forget about this HLD and LLD, it will cover in the next phases, that is in design phase. T test engineer, PM means project manager, MD means managing director, QA means quality assurance, QC means quality control. So these are the some of the software language abbreviations. Please be remember these abbreviations. Okay, done. Next, why BA will convert CRS BRS into SRS document? Already I have explained this. Next, who can become BA? So actually, who is BA? Business analyst. Then who can become BA? Let's see now. A person who has worked on the same domain for at least 8 to 10 years. Same domain means like banking domain, insurance domain, or e-commerce domain, or medical domain, any domain. You can take any domain, like he or she could be good in an experience for 8 to 10 years. Then he or she can become BA. Or else senior developer. So for developers also we have a chance to become BA. So for developers, senior developers who has got more than 6 to 8 years on the same domain. Developers means either Java developers, Python developers, SQL developers, any developers. You can take any developers. Only one of the developer who has got more than 6 to 8 years on the same domain, he or she can become BA. Next, senior test engineer. So for test engineer also we have a chance to become BA. But what is the eligibility criteria? Who has got more than 6 to 8 years on the same domain work experience. Like same domain means like any domain, banking domain, e-commerce domain, medical domain, insurance domain, you can take any domain. But we need to have 6 to 8 years of experience on the same domain for the test engineers also. So these are the 3 points to become BA. A person who has worked on the same domain 8 to 10 years, or else a developer who has worked on the same domain for 6 to 8 years, or a test engineer who has worked on the 6 to 8 years on the same domain. So these are the 3 points to become BA. Next, what will be there in CRS, SRS, BRS document? Already you know about this, right? It contains what are the requirements to develop the software application or features of application. So it contains what? What are the requirements? Requirements means client requirements. What are the features and modules client will need that will be there in this documents, right? See, for example, you can take any application. For example, I am taking IRCTC application, like Indian Railways application I am taking here. So how the client requirement will be give like CRS into CRS BRS documents, right? See, for example, I am taking this Indian Railway application. So client will give the requirement like we need this home page. See here, we need this PNR status here. We need charts and vacancy page here. And we need like search from to place, date, all classes, like we need this all drop downs here like sleeper, second seating, AC 2 tier, first class, AC 3 tier, like that. The client will give the requirement. We need this, like that. See, we need this person with disability concession, train with availability berth, flexibility with date, railway pass concession. So everything, these are the client requirements, right? So client will give the requirements like this. We need this PNR status, we need this chart and vacancy, and see here the menu will be there. Like we need this trains option here, we need this loyalty here option, we need this buses option here, we need flights option, we need hotels option, we need holidays option. So everything, These all the requirements who will give? Client will give the requirements in the form of what? In the form of documentation like CRS or BRS documents. Got it? So everything, all the requirements will be there in that document. Which document? CRS or BRS documents. Got it? So see here, it contains what are all the requirements to develop the software application, right? So after seeing the document only, we can develop the application, right? Because whatever the client requirement is there, that requirement will be there in the document, right? Yes. Next, this is the first phase. Okay. What is the first phase? First phase is requirement gathering and collection. Simple thing. In this first phase, what happens actually? So BA will go to the client location and gathers the requirement in the form of CRS or BRS. And that CRS or BRS document will be converted into SRS document. Why they will convert? Because CRS or BRS document is into business language for understanding to developers and testers. So BA will convert that document into SRS document. Simple thing. That's it. First phase is completed. Got it? Next, we'll move to second phase. That is feasibility study. So see here, once after the requirement collection is completed, then we go for the feasibility study meeting. So this is a meeting. Okay. Once after the first phase is completed, that is requirement gathering or collection phase is completed, then we go for the feasibility study meeting. So this is a meeting. This is done by a team which consists of a project manager, BA, architect team, finance team and HR team. So these are the people will involved in this meeting. So actually why this feasibility study meeting will be conducted? Let's see now. In this meeting, where company will decide whether to take up the project or not. Got it? So in this meeting what happens? They will decide whether to take up the project or not. And if we take up the project, company will check, do we have sufficient resources? Do we have sufficient technology to take up this project? So they all think about this. Do we have sufficient resources? Like resources means complete office setup like laptops, chairs, internet, proper internet, everything will be complete resources they will look. And do we have a sufficient technology? So technology means like internet technology. What are the tools we need to require for the employees? So everything they will set up in this meeting and they will decide whether to take up this project or not. Got it? Next, roles. See, what are the roles will be involved in this meeting means BA. BA will involved in this meeting, right? So what happens? BA will explain about this project in this meeting. So in this meeting, from the first phase, what happens? BA will go to the client location and collects the requirement, right? So after collecting the requirement, he or she will come to the company. After coming to the company, this feasibility study meeting will be conducted in the software company. So in that meeting, BA will explain about the requirements, about the client requirements, and HR will explain about the resources point of view. So what is the resources point of view? Like complete office setup, lab setup, everything like laptop, proper internet is there or not, and proper chairs is there or not, mouses, keyboards, etc. etc. Things. Human resources point of view, HR will explain. And finance team will take care about the budget. So one accounts finance team will be there, right? So that team will take care about the budget. So how much budget is there and how much budget we need to spend for this project and rest of the amount what we have to do. So like that, regarding the financial thing, accounting things, the finance team will be explained in this meeting. Next, architect team. Architect team will think about the technical point of view. So architect team will be there like a design team. So they will think about, they will explain about the technical point of view, like which tool we have to use, either which technology we need to use, like Java technology or Python technology or SQL for this project, which database we need to use and which tools we need to use. So everything related to the technology point of view, the architect team will explain in this meeting. And finally, after listening all these explanations, project manager will take the final decision to take up the project or not. If he take up the project, like, and he gathers all his data information to proceed for the next stage or next phase. So this is about feasibility study meeting. This is the second phase. Got it? First phase. What is first phase? Requirement gathering and collection. So in this phase, BA will go to client location. He or she can gathers the client requirement and coming to office, come to office. So after coming to office, what happened? Feasibility study meeting will be conducted. So in this meeting, all the explanations will listen. Finally, project manager will take the final decision whether to take up the project or not. This is the second phase, completed second phase. So after the second phase, if if the software companies take up the project, then what is the first next stage? We'll see now. What is the next stage? Let's move into third phase, that is design phase. See here. Once after the feasibility study meeting is completed, okay, like second phase. What is the second phase? Feasibility study meeting. So once after the feasibility study meeting is completed, then we go for the design phase. So who will do? It is done by the architect team. So based on the requirement, like client requirement, so like CRS, BRS documents will be there, right? So based on that documents, like based on the client requirement, the design team will design in two different ways. What are the two different ways? One is HLD and second is LLD. Let's see into first one, that is HLD. HLD means high level design. HLD stands for high level design. So it is done by the senior architect. Who will do HLD? It is done by the senior architect. HLD will design outlook of an application. So what it will design? Outlook of an application. You can take any application. So what is HLD? It is an outlook of an application. See, for example, I will give the best example. You can take Gmail application, okay? The Gmail one you can take. So in that application, like login page will be there, right? Front page, that is like username will be there, password, sign up, sign in button will be there, right? Like a front page, that is called a login page. So this comes under outlook of an application. Got it? What is HLD? HLD will design outlook of an application. So what is this outlooks comes under? You can take a Gmail example, Gmail application example, like a login page or sign up page. So in the login page, what is it? It will visible like your username, password, and click on sign in button, right? Or sign up page, what it will be visible like first time you are registering to the Gmail, first name, last name, confirm password, your date of birth, everything, right? So these comes under outlook of an application. These are the features comes under outlook of an application. So that is called high level design, HLD. Next, what is this low level design? LLD. LLD means low level design. So it is done by the senior developer. High level design will be done by the senior architect people, and low level design will be done by the senior developer. So in this low level design, like LLD will design inner look of an application. So you can take the same example of the Gmail application. So like inner look of an application means small features, that is After logging to the Gmail application, what are the options is available for you? Like compose, inbox, sent mail, draft, spam, trash, right? These are the small features. These comes under inner look of an application. Simple thing. HLD means outer look of an application. The best example is like login page or sign up page. You can take any application, any website, you can take any, like you can take Instagram, you can take Facebook, you can take WhatsApp, any application you can take. Like login page, front page comes under outer look of an application. After login into application, we will move to the inner page, right? So that comes under inner look of an application. Like for example, you can take Gmail application. We can see the inbox option, compose option, sent mail, draft, spam, trash. These are the features comes under inner look of an application. So this is the difference between HLD and LLD. So this is the design phase, that is third phase. So after this design phase, what happens? It will go to the next phase, that is development and coding. So once the design phase is completed, then we go for the coding, means developing. So based on the requirements, coding will be done by developers. Both senior developers and junior developers will involved in this phase, right? Once after the design is completed, we'll be moving to the project from design phase to the development phase. So both developers, like senior developers, junior developers, are involved in this developing phase. So they will write a code, like they will use the programming language, and they will write a code for developing this software application. Once the development phase is completed, then we move forward to the next phase, that is testing phase. See here, once coding is done, developers will give application to the test engineers, right? Once the developers is develop the application, so after developing the application, that application will be given to the test engineers. For what purpose? We have to test, like test engineers need to test the application whether it's working fine or not, whether the code is correct or not, according to the client requirement. See here, all the test engineers will start testing the application to find out the defects. So we need to find the defects. What are the errors is there in that application? See, for example, you can take WhatsApp application. So developers is developed that WhatsApp application. So after developing the application, what is the next phase? Testing phase, right? So we need to test that application whether the application is working fine or not. See, you can take the example of WhatsApp, whether the WhatsApp is working fine or not. It's login with a number, right? First we need to log in with a number, right? Mobile number. So after entering the mobile number, whether it's working fine or not, we need to check. Done, it's fine, it's working fine. Then we'll move forward to the inner look of an application, that is chats, status, voice calls, video calls. Many more options is there, like communities, groups, etc, etc, things is there. So each and every feature we need to test, like whether the chat functionality is working fine or not, whether the status functionality is working fine or not, whether the communities groups is fine, working fine or not. Like status, if you put the status, it's visible to everyone or not, according to the requirement. And for voice call functionality is working fine or not. And for video call functionality is working fine or not. For each and every feature we need to test like this in the testing phase. Okay, so if any defects are found in the application, so if any feature is not working fine in that application, so we need to raise the bug and send back it to developers. Okay, so while testing, any feature is not working fine means we need to raise the bug and send back it to developers. So don't worry guys, how to raise the bug and how to send back it to developers, everything will be explained in the practical sessions. So what happens? So after raising the bug and send back it to developers, what happens? Developers will fix it that bug. So again, developers will rework that. So how, what is the issue actually? How the issue is getting? So everything they will sort out and fix it that issue, and again send back it to testers. So again we have to test that application, right? What is the bug is fixed or not, whether it's working fine or not now. Again we need to test. So like this process continues until the application is 100% without defects. So until the application is 100% without defects, it's working fine or not, we need to test 100%. Got it? So this is the testing phase, that is fifth phase. So after completing this fifth phase, that is testing phase, then we'll move forward to the next phase, that is installation or deployment phase. So what is this installation or deployment? Means making the software application available for end users. See here, making the software application available for end users, that is called installation. See, what is called end users? End users means what? We are the end users, right? Who will use that software application? Those people are called end users. So we are using some software applications, right? Like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Gmail, Google, etc. etc. applications we are using in our daily life, right? So we are the end users. We are using that software applications. So we are end users. So making the software application available for end users, that is called installation. Means that is moving the software application from testing server to the production server. Means releasing the software application to the market, in the market, that is called a installation. See here, who will do this installation? It is done by the software company once testing is completed with a proper client or customer approval. So this is called installation, or we can say it as a deployment also. So after the deployment phase, next phase we have a maintenance phase. See here, once software is provided to the customer, means customer means client. Okay, once the software is provided to the client or end users, means after releasing the software application to the market during utilization. See, uh, whatever all the apps is present in the Play Store, that is in market. Okay, so once software is provided to the customer or end users or in the market, during utilization, if customer faces any problem, we have to support. So for example, I have given in the previous example also, like even in a previous class about the PhonePe application defect, right? See, for example, I have sent 50 rupees to one person, but in the phone from the PhonePe application, but in message it is visible like you have transferred 100 rupees successfully. So this is one of the defect, right? So during utilization, if customer faces any problem like this, we have to support them. Why we have to support? Because see here, a free service will be provided based on the agreement between software company and client. See, for example, if we buy a one phone, any phone you can take, like OnePlus, Realme, Apple, any phone, OnePlus, any phone you can take. So every company, like every product, suppose if I buy a Realme phone, so Realme company will give the free service, right, for 1 year. So same like that, software company also will give the free service for 1 year for that application, for that project. If you have any problems, we will support, like that they will give the agreement. Okay, so at that time during maintenance changes will be taken care. So for example, In phone pay the defect is there, right? Like I have sent 50 rupees to one person, but it is visible 100 rupees transfer successfully. So we have to rectify the defect. Why the defect is found? So we have to rectify the defect and we need to change according to the changes happen, like adding the features, modifying the features, or deleting the features. Sometimes the app you are using, the version is too old, please do need to update this version. Like that it will be visible, right? Sometimes the application like phone pay or Google Pay, any application, you can take Facebook, Instagram, any applications, right? So because of the changes happens during the maintenance, changes will be taken care, like changes can be adding, modifying, deleting a feature, whatever it happens. Got it? So this is called a maintenance phase. So these are the 7 phases in SDLC life cycle. What are the 7 phases? First phase is requirement gathering and collection phase. Next phase is feasibility study. After the third phase is design phase. Fourth phase is development or coding phase. Fifth phase is testing phase. After that, what is the sixth phase? Installation or deployment phase. And the final phase is maintenance phase. So these are the 7 phases in SDLC life cycle. Got it? Yeah. So this is very important topic. Today class, the day 2, SDLC. As a software engineer, not only software engineer, whatever you want to go, wherever you want to go, like SDLC is important for IT employees or non-IT. Coming to IT, more important, SDLC. You have to get knowledge on these SDLC concepts and what are the 7 phases is available, like that. Okay, so that's it guys. Today day 2 class, manual testing theory class is done. Thank you. Please do subscribe JVN testing tutorials and share to your friends. We'll see you in next class.